Hello and welcome to this week's This is MediaCity. I'm Stephen Chapman, and today I am joined with just a few days to go before the Manchester Animation Festival. I'm joined by Dr. Steve Henderson, who's the co-founder and festival director. Days to go, literally days to go.
Yeah.
I don't want to rub it in, but how's it going?
It's going really well. Yeah, we've got loads to be excited about. We've got lots to look forward to. Yes, it's a big job putting on this event. I think we've got something like 80 to 90 guests coming and, being part of our panels, workshops, masterclasses, all that type of stuff. And we're showing 120 events. We're showing over 130 short films from countries around the world. We've got premieres. We've got all kinds going on. But it's coming at us at an alarming rate. We've got lots to look forward to, yeah.
So today we're going to try and talk a bit about Manchester Animation Festival, its importance, its global significance as well, and how it brings everyone together. We'll also talk a bit about Greater Manchester and well, all the things. It's a really big hotbed of animation talent is Greater Manchester, isn't it? And the amazing companies from traditional animation to the most modern you could find, and some of the things affecting the sector.
Yes.
So let's start with the Animation Festival itself. It starts on the 9th. What is the biggest highlight of this one? Or give me a couple of big highlights that make people go, ooh.
Who's your favourite child? That's the kind of question.
Do you know what I was thinking about that for a while? I've always turned on his head, this one.
Well, we have so many fantastic events coming up at the festival. We have a cartoon saloon, the Irish company behind Wolfwalkers, Secret of Kells, The Breadwinner, all these amazing films. They're coming to receive the Fellowship Award. So the co-founders are coming to take us a walk down memory lane as part of that. We've got Walt Disney Animation Studios. They're coming from LA to discuss behind the scenes of Zootropolis or Zootropia.
Zootropolis 2, isn't it?
Yeah, Zootropolotopia 2, yes. So we're looking forward to that one.
Well, you'd better get the name right before they turn on.
Absolutely, yeah. I've got a few days yet. We've got Epic Games, a local company I can say now. Epic Games, they're going to be showing us that what they see the future of animation being. We've got some fantastic talks from Netflix. So the whole world is talking about K-pop Demon Hunters. We've got an exclusive preview of the next big Netflix animation, which is In Your Dreams, directed by Alex Wu. Alex Wu is coming to the festival to give us a little bit behind the scenes there as well. We've got so many fantastic events going on at MAF this year. We have artist talks such as Will Anderson. We've got Anna Ginsberg. We've got Industrial Light and Magic. They'll be celebrating 50 years this year, so they're giving us a little look at their animation legacy. We've got Double Negative, DNEG, coming to talk about their history as well. Like I said, we've got about 120 events going on, including socials. We've got panels, we've got workshops. We've got something for everyone as well. We like to think of animation as this medium that it's cross-generational, it's cross-platform, it's across absolutely everything. And we start our day, our festival, with our family day on the Sunday. So you could have children, babies, crawling around home Cinema 1, pointing at the big screen at the BBC Family box set and shouting out their favourite shows. And then on Wednesday, as part of our Animation Nation Forum, you have the business-to-business side of things. So you have all the kind of titans of industry there as well. And everyone in between who works on the magic of animation. We have all the fans and the socials and everything else who gets involved. So we see animation as something for absolutely everyone as a festival. So if you're asking me what my highlight is, it's hard to pinpoint, but I'm sure there's going to be something for everyone, and there's something different that everyone will point at as a highlight.
And there are some amazing names there that you've mentioned, and as a co-founder of the festival, to list all of those things off, what does that feel like? Because I mean, K-pop Demon Hunters and Netflix is quite a list that you've brought from around the world to Greater Manchester.
It's really exciting. It's great that we get to showcase the world of animation at Manchester, but it's also great that we get to share a little bit of Manchester with the world, because, as you know, Manchester has this incredible animation legacy, this incredible history within animation. And I think the festival, it exists for many things, but one of the reasons it exists is to kind of profile that and to say, Manchester has contributed to the world of animation. Manchester is an amazing place for animation, and we like to be able to celebrate that as well.
Let's talk about that, because we'll go back to the festival in a minute, but let's talk about Manchester's role in animation, because I remember when I was a kid, Chorlton and the Wheelies, all of those things, as CITV had loads of animation, and it was Chorlton and the Wheels because they were based in Chorlton, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And now, as you were saying, Epic Games, the MetaHumans, the when you're on Unreal Engine and things like that, and you're smiling and the character smiles next to you, that's got Manchester roots as well. So there's such a wide breadth of Manchester talent in here, isn't there?
There absolutely is. You mentioned Chorlton and the Wheelies. That obviously comes from Cosgrove Hall. Cosgrove Hall was established in the 1970s. And I'd like to picture Cosgrove Hall as the grandfather or the grandparents, really, of the animation industry up here in Manchester. And from there, you had all these amazing companies spin off from it. McKinnon and Saunders.
Who are doing amazing things, aren't they?
Absolutely beautiful. If anyone watched Wednesday recently, the animated sequencing in there was done by McKinnon and Saunders. That's just one string to their enormous bow. And they've worked with Tim Burton, Guillermo del Toro. They've worked with Wes Anderson. And they make the Rolls Royce of puppets in Altrincham. They're an absolutely amazing company. They've been going over 30 years now. And they spun off from Cosgrove Hall. And you have all these kind of companies around the region that have maybe companies that have spun off from McKinnon and Saunders. So we're now on to the grandchildren. We're on to the great-grandchildren. And we have people that are doing incredible work around the world from Manchester. One such company that has a short film in the festival this year, it's called Two Black Boys in Paradise, and that's by 1/6 Productions. And so that's an animation studio that worked in Manchester. And this short film has been doing really, really well. And it's something of a cultural gift to so people can point it and go, that's from Manchester. It's such a beautiful film. We're really proud to be able to show it at the festival this year among some of the best animation from around the world.
And how much is, I don't want to use the word booming, how well is Manchester doing now? Because sadly, one of the big animation companies, Factory, which was behind Scream Street, I'm trying to think what else they were behind. Stranger Hill High, Clangers. They did some brilliant stuff, and from their studio, also in Altrincham, I think, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah.
They sadly stopped recently. Is there a problem with the animation sector in that kind of level now, or are we over that, or is it things changing?
I think every sector is facing challenges. Every creative sector is facing challenges, and animation's no stranger to those challenges. One of the things that Manchester has always had, it's really interesting when you look at Manchester's history when it comes to these big companies that they're established. Because Factory, before Factory, there were other companies in the region. It seems to be a story of a phoenix rising. Every now and then that something else will come about. So when Cosgrove Hall closed down, well, that's when you had Hot Animation come around, and they're the guys who made Bob the Builder, and they brought Pingu to the region and all that kind of amazing work. So from the ashes comes that phoenix, and then you have Factory that came from there, and so many amazing things come about from there. Because when a company closes down, the talent sticks around in the region and decides the work is still needed, and so people continue working, and then they get bigger, and then they begin to get hold of the commissions and be able to do the work. They've got the infrastructure, they've got the contacts, they've been working there for a while. I would like to hope it's not the last that we've seen of a company like Factory in the region, if not Factory itself coming back. But it's undoubtedly, it's tricky times for the creative industries at the moment. But I've got a feeling it would be great to see something like Factory come back to Manchester.
Do you think because we haven't had one that's lasted the full length, is that just the nature of animation, that there isn't one that's just there and it's kind of kept going in the background. Is that just the nature of the industry, or is that the...
Yeah,
because with production companies like television-wise, I know some go up and down, but a lot of them have remained over that same kind of period.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, really, particularly with something, and I don't want to dwell on factory too much.
No, it was just more generally, I think.
Yeah, no, but it's a good example because if we think of animation, if I really want to generalize animation, I will say there are 3 types of animation. There's more than 3 types of animation. But if you think about stop motion, you think of CGI and you think of 2D animation. Stop motion, if you are building sets and you are making puppets and you are creating these things in a real space, then you need that space. You need those warehouses. You need all of that real estate, really, to be able to film these animated productions. And it's not the same as having basically a floor of an office where you can just keep the computers whirring and make the work happen. You need an industrial scale, and that comes at a cost. That comes at an expense. And when the cost of living and the cost of rent and the cost of everything else is skyrocketing, then obviously something like animation, stop motion animation, is going to be affected by that. And
time.
Absolutely.
The amount of time you will need to produce an animation.
Absolutely.
Part of the reason why I've been dwelling on that a little bit is because you're working with MediaCity and others to talk about the state of animation. Is that right? You're putting an industry survey out.
That's right, yeah. We've been doing a Greater Manchester industry survey. The results are going to be revealed at the Animation Nation Forum this year at the Manchester Animation Festival, so that'll be the Wednesday morning. And what we wanted to do is create a regional portrait of the animation sector. When people think of animation, they automatically go to children's films, and we have talked a lot about children's films here, and it's natural because it's the thing that glitters. It's the thing that we all look towards. It's the thing that makes the names. If you talk to somebody on the street and said, like you said earlier on, MetaHuman, they'd go, what? But if you said Danger Mouse, they'd be like, oh yeah, absolutely, Danger Mouse. So children's animation has this wonderful power, but animation is a lot more than that. There's motion graphics, there's VFX, there's all these interactive things that are going on at the moment as well, and immersive things. So animation isn't, when I say animation, I'm using it as a broad umbrella term. I'm not just talking about British children's television animation. So we've been doing a survey which tries to capture the picture of Manchester's animation output, really, where it's located, what type of work's going on, who we've been working with as a region, as a sector, what the value is of the sector. There was a survey that we did earlier, which kind of contacted companies. For this one, we've contacted freelancers as well, which has been really, really interesting.
Because it's very freelance-led, I imagine.
Absolutely, and they paint a picture as well of where they work and what they do, and they travel around the world, and they like to say, take Manchester to the world as well. So it's been really interesting to get a picture of Greater Manchester via this survey.
And this isn't just for fun. There's a good reason for this, isn't there?
It's a bit for fun as well. I love data. I think it's really important that we are able to point at animation and say, this is the size of it, this is the shape of it, to get people to picture it. Because in this kind of data-driven age, in this age where people want to know an amount or they want to know a figure for something, we need to be able to turn around and say, the sector up here is worth this much. These are the success stories. These are the names that we're bringing to the region. And if we come together as a collective and announce this, then we have a real strong case when it comes to policy making and the way that in which local, regional, national governments are spending their money on supporting the industry. When people think of culture, or when people think of they don't think of film. And when people think of film, they don't think of animation. And you could probably say the same for media, you know, in many respects. You know, people don't automatically think of animation, even though it is ubiquitous. It's over everything. And we want to be able to say, come on, let's think about animation. Let's think about the sector. Let's think about these wonderful success stories. I was talking about 1/6 earlier on. That's just one of many success stories from the region that's showcasing what Greater Manchester is capable of, and that's the purpose of this survey.
And that by doing that, the hope is to get the support and you drive a sustainable sector, presumably out of Greater Manchester, and keep that going.
Absolutely, yeah. There's never not going to be danger. I mean, that's just the nature of business.
It's the nature of media, I think, at the moment, isn't it?
Absolutely, it's such a trying and challenging time when it comes to you know, production of anything really. But yeah, the purpose of this is to be able to say, you know, this is who we are. This is what we need really. Support us.
And what's as an animation lover, what's your take been on the K-pop going right to the top of the charts and Netflix? A lot of headlines about a certain South Park episode as well. Animation's really getting the headlines, even though you're not necessarily associating it as animation, bizarrely. Yeah,
it's really nice when you see animation break through those kind of cultural conversations and to be able to say, you know, this is doing really well, or when it's on, you know, when it's everybody's talking point. It's really nice to be able to see that animation has done that, and it's no stranger to doing that. It does it all the time. I like to think of the way that these major shifts that are going on in animation at the moment. For many years, the festival has been promoting independent animated feature films. So yes, we do have Disney and Netflix coming, and ILM, all these big names coming to Manchester Animation Festival this year. But we're also showing independent animated feature films from around the world. And for years we've been saying, you know, these are amazing films, come and see them. These are absolutely brilliant. You don't know what you're missing out on. And last year, the film that won at MAF went on to win the Academy Award, and that was Flow. So all of a sudden we're in this fantastic position where everyone's talking about this film, and people were kind of going, oh, I could have seen it in November in Manchester. And so this year we've got another fantastic lineup of animated feature films that will no doubt be contenders again for all the big awards.
But if you want to watch an Oscar winner early,
if you want to watch them early, then get yourself down to Manchester. Come down to home. But yeah, we've got some UK premieres. We've got some previews. You'll be able to see stuff even before Netflix stream it. We're showing In Your Dreams before that's streamed. And then obviously we've got the UK premiere of Arco, which is one of my favourites.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of my favourites, like, of all time. It's not just of this year. We've got Little Emily, or the character of Rain, which is an absolutely gorgeous 2D animated piece of work. If you like Studio Ghibli, I think those films have a similar sentimentality and a similar kind of effect, which I think really resonates with this modern audience. I think we have the UK premiere, I should say, of Mexico's first stop-motion animated feature film called I Am Frank Elder, and it is bonkers in all the best ways. It is just so many ideas coming together for this. I think it was called Maximalist. It's just this huge kind of like big bag of ideas, which is incredible.
And to do it in stop motion as well.
In stop motion, it's got that raw energy that you get from stop motion as well. Okay. It's not overly polished as well. It's like, you know, when they want smoke, they've not gone, oh, we'll do it in CG later. They've gone, no, cotton wool. And it's that sort of like raw stop motion, which is just absolutely wonderful. And you can tell the scale, all the beautiful bits of stop motion that I love. In this age of like AI, when everything's trying to be more polished and filtered, having something like I Am Frank Elder is just the antidote to it. It's just beautiful. And then we have The Square, which is an espionage thriller, love story setting North Korea, and we've got loads of The Last Blossom, which is a fantastic film, which is about a man dying in prison, and then a flower peeks up through the prison floor, and then just tells him what a horrible man he's been for his life. But it's wonderful. Wow. Only in animation. Yeah.
I thought we were becoming friends, so I was going to bring up this talk about AI, and you mentioned it first.
Yes, yeah.
There are always lots of issues surrounding creativity.
Yeah.
But the one I imagine is right top of your inbox at the moment is GenAI and IP.
Yeah.
Would they be the two big topics?
They're big topics, yeah. We're covering a lot at the festival this year. We do actually have a panel on keeping creative in AI. For years we have only brought AI to the discussion when it's been relevant, because there are a lot of events that do AI as a discussion topic, and they don't really get anywhere. And I didn't want to put on an event which kind of starts by going, we've no idea what AI is, and then at the end of an hour and a half, people go, we still have no idea what AI is. And a lot of events kind of fall into that trap. But now AI has become ubiquitous. When we last did an AI conversation at the festival, it was an option. And the idea was that we could, rise up against it and we'd never have to use it again, and all that kind of stuff. We did a survey alongside it as well, a different survey. Survey mad, me.
You do love your data, don't you?
Well, yeah. But yeah, it's so we did that and found out a little bit more about how the industry was.
You fed it through ChatGPT, yeah.
I wouldn't gift it the knowledge, but yeah. And so now now that it is ubiquitous, every piece of software you use has a little AI friend, whether you like it or not. You have this little. They all have ridiculous names, so. It's like Clippy the paperclip has become sentient and is now asking you if you want help with something. It's like, well, no, I just want to get on my work.
Yeah.
And so it's absolutely everywhere. And that's becoming a part of animation softwares as well. So certain roles are being filled in by AI because of these animation softwares. And there are softwares such as Moho, which are coming to the festival this year as well, that have said no outright.
Okay.
They've gone, we are not doing anything to do with AI. And the work that they do is so polished and precise that people point at it and go, well, that's AI. It must be AI. And they turn around and go, no, it's not. It's mathematics. That's what it is.
Right.
So it's quite
which
far from
arguably AI is probably doing a lot of in the background.
A lot of, but not on Moho at least.
Yeah.
But and then on the flip side of the coin, we also have Toon Boom that are doing a lot of work with AI within their program as well, and they're coming to the festival as well. They'll be at the marketplace this year. So you have all these kind of interesting changes to animation as AI becomes part of the kind of tool set, whether people like it or not. You also have the wider conversations. I don't know if you caught that there is going to be a AI feature film that will premiere at the Cannes Film Festival next year, which is going to be generated entirely in AI. Although I think there are voiceover artists and things involved as well, and a few designers to kind of help it along the way, because you need humans. You can't just put Cannes Film Festival film premiere animated critters go
1 hour 90.
1 hour 90. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sloppy ended. You don't want to. You can't just do that. The response to that one is probably heartwarming for the people who don't necessarily like AI, and heartbreaking for those that have hedged their bets on it. I don't think that that's going to do incredibly well from a kind of cultural point of view. It is also kind of contradictory as well. This kind of the film that's been pitched at Cannes, because the big sales side of things of this film is that it is only costing $15 million to make.
Okay.
Which is cheap in any terms, really. And it's getting a lot of publicity because of that. But people are failing to realise that the film that actually won the Oscar last year that we discussed earlier on, Flow, only cost $10 million. So you could make a £5 million saving and win an Oscar by actually paying artists. And arguably you get something which is completely unique.
And I suppose the interesting thing is, it's all. The first thing that springs to mind is those adverts where they say shot on iPhone, and then you see the behind the scenes, and the iPhone is there, and all the rig is behind it, and the lighting, and the DOP, and everybody else. And go, oh right, yeah, it's shot on an iPhone. But you assume if you're going to do a thing like this, there's going to be lots and lots of people putting in their thing, because one thing, anybody who's been on LinkedIn recently and has seen, this is amazing, this is the most amazing GenAI I've put all these things, look at this, and the pacing's off, the voiceover's off, the character off, everything is just not right all the way through, and it's awkward to watch them somehow. I can't imagine watching it for a whole film.
No,
or half an hour TV show or anything like that.
No, the cynic that lives inside of me, it takes up quite a lot of room. The cynic that lives inside of me kind of looks at these kind of AI things and can see that they're just there as money saving things. They are there to save money and to do away with creatives, and that's a really blunt and horrible way of looking at it. It is, but I'm yet to see an argument which convinces me otherwise. Please, I'm open to receive that, but I've yet to see it otherwise. And a lot of the arguments of people that are generating this stuff online and that are putting these things on LinkedIn, there was somebody who put something and said, why would you want to spend your time doing such labor-intensive work and putting so much effort into moving something? Why wouldn't you want to get rid of all that time spent making it? That person clearly doesn't realize that animation is that. That's where the creativity lives. That's where the humanity lives. That's where the love lives. That's where everything that makes animation special lives. And if you discount that, then you end up with something that's soulless and that is a bare replication of what can be created by humans and what can be created by animators. People will also say that children can't tell the difference. That's something that people will say, oh, it's okay, it's just for kids. It looks like Pixar, so kids will love it. And I don't buy that one either. And the main reason I don't buy that one is because I have a 4-year-old at home who can tell the difference between seasons of a show. He will sit down and watch something, and he'll say, Daddy, this is an old Shaun the Sheep. And I'll go, really? How can you tell? And he'll point out the fact that the mouths are replacement mouths. In seasons 1 and 2 of Shaun the Sheep, the mouths were replacements. And in the later seasons, obviously, it was smoothed down. And for somebody who's barely in school to recognise that shows what a discerning and knowledgeable audience children are, and how these people that are generating this content thinking they can get away with it, they don't know what they're going up against really. The audience, they won't want to see something unless it's sincere, unless it's honest, unless it's true.
And the other thing is, creative people and animators are incredible people, because I think on an earlier podcast we met Brad from Emmy award-winning Brad from Crygon Studios, and I was explaining how during lockdown I tried to teach myself Unreal Engine because I thought I should try, and I did it. It looked lovely, but I'd done a tutorial, and I realised while I was doing it that I'm just going through the motions here. I'm not got the creative mindset to create the things that an animator would. And I think within ChatGPT and GenAI and all that kind of thing, that's the bit that's missing. It's that skill set that some people have and a lot of people just don't.
Absolutely, yeah. It does sell something of a false dream of being a creator. So, quote unquote a creator. When you have somebody like Brad from Crygon working super hard and making these amazing works, the full dome that he made, and the work that he's also doing with Doc 10 and everything else, is the short film. I'm a big fan of what Crygon are up to, and somebody who's typing in a prompt into ChatGTP. I saw an analogy. There are loads of these kind of analogies when it comes to AI. But somebody who says that they open up a bag from McDonald's and say, "Look at me, I'm a chef." It's like, well, no, you've not necessarily. You didn't make what a chef makes. You didn't put the love and design the menu and plan and think about taste profiles and everything else. You just wanted the shortcut, and you ended up with something that's arguably just an imitation of something that's rich and nourishing and tasty.
Let's not dwell too much on this bit, because
Thank you.
there is so much more exciting stuff going on, as you've just explained, in terms of the festival.
I will say as well, the panel will be a lot more nuanced than that. It's not just going to be like an old man ranting,
just shouting.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Look at my data.
yeah.
In terms of right, we've got 9th to the 13th.
Yes.
In Manchester.
Mm-hmm.
If you are thinking, oh my goodness, I'd never realised all this was going on, can people still get involved? Can they come along? Yeah. Give a shout out to that camera there and just sell the dream.
Sell the dream. Well, yeah. Wow, this is a.
I'm putting you on the spot deliberately.
Definitely,
but you've been selling it all the time. But how do people get involved? Is there a website, tickets? What is it?
Absolutely,
delegate passes still?
So, well, earlier on when I said that there's something for everyone, if you go onto our website, manchesteranimationfestival.co.uk, you can find some buttons at the bottom. One's for film lovers, one's for industry, and one's for families. So that's a really nice shortcut for somebody who wants to find out more. So if you've got a family and you want to see something unique, get them away from the screen, get them up onto the big screen, then that's the page for you. Tick on that. You can find out what we've got going on for families. If you want to get involved in the business of animation, if you want to expand your business horizons, meet new people, and really work on that, then click on the industry side of things and find out more about the Animation Nation forum that we've got going on at the festival. And if you just love film and want to see something that you've never seen before, then just click on the for film lovers on there, and you'll find out more about the amazing short films that we've got going on from around the world, the feature films. You'll find out about the panels, you'll find out about the artist talks, you'll find out about everything that we've got going on at the festival. We've also got some amazing social events taking place as well. We've got a few free events as well taking place during the festival, such as Northwest of Us, which is a brilliant gathering of creatives, which I recommend everyone goes to, because there's just it's not a you don't have to wear a tuxedo to get in. It's just everyone's together for the same reasons, and then it's all capped off with our awards ceremony on the Thursday evening with Alistair Beckett-King, this fantastic comedian who's coming to host this awards. He did a brilliant job last year. I'm really looking forward to welcoming him back.
And hopefully your second Oscar winner in a row.
Absolutely, yeah. You never know. And
if you haven't yet filled in a survey, is there still time to do that if you're a freelancer or a company for your...
Hello, somebody's nicked my watch.
23rd today. We're going out tomorrow, 24th.
Oh, well, if you're watching this on the 24th, if you are a freelancer working in animation, games, VFX, if you are working anywhere within the animation world, then please fill in this survey. It helps us paint that regional portrait of the animation industry.
Thank you, and also feeds your strange love of data.
Yes.
But thank you ever so much for coming on, because I know there's not much time left and there's lots and lots of things to do. But thanks ever so much for coming on to This is Media City. And we will see you guys next week. This is Media City is a 39 Pictures production on behalf of Media City and in partnership with the University of Salford. And so please remember to like, subscribe, share, comment, and tell everyone about it. And log on to Manchester Animation Festival and go and see it. It sounds amazing.
Thank you very much.
The production team are Meg Bond, Tegan Easton, Akila Hewitt and James Young.